Good morning, all of you. In today's session, we are going to continue with CSIR NET GRF Chemical Science December 2018, Part C, Series 3, where we are going to discuss about the entire question paper consisting 10 questions in the Series 3. We already completed Part B in a single session, and we already gone with the 2019 solved question paper of both June and December. Right, in this June 2018 paper have been completed. Part B and C explanation for the chemical sciences have been successfully finished, and now we entered into this December 2018. In the Part C, we made into different series, and each series consists of 10 questions, and a detailed explanation, complete solved question paper have been provided to you. It will be very much fetching for you for your entrance examinations like CSIR, JRF NET, as well as GATE chemistry and other competitive exams as well. So let us enter into our actual concept. Here, question number 81 in this series 3. So here we are going to discuss about series, it will be series 3, where the question will be both 1-chloro-1-phenyl propane 2-one and 1-chloro-3-phenyl propane 2-one give same product A when heated in the presence of sodium methoxide. The product A is, here two different starting materials have been provided to us. Among two starting materials, they are treated with sodium methoxide, and the product obtained from these two starting material will remain same. So in this case, the product, what will be the product we have to achieve? In order to get this, we have to see the detailed mechanism of the reaction. The starting material will be 1-chloro-1-phenyl propane 2-one. When 1-chloro-1-phenyl propane 2-one was taken, it is a kind of ketonic system and is treated with sodium methoxide. Sodium methoxide, oxygen is a strong nucleophile involved in nucleophilic addition at the carbonylic center. When carbonylic center got added, what happens? Here is the kind of nucleophilic addition reaction. Nucleophilic addition reaction is carried, and here these lone pair of electrons and the oxygen will form the double bond. And here, when double bond formation is possible, there is a rearrangement within the molecule. By the elimination of HCl, we will achieve the final product. How it will be? Let us see carefully. When lone pair of electrons present in the oxygen back polarized in order to form the carbon-carbon double bond, what happens? So here, chloro group is a better leaving group, can be eliminated from the center. When chloro is eliminated, what happens? This entire benzyl, so this benzyl group will be shifted towards this one. This is a kind of alkyl group migration, right? Alkyl group migration is possible, so that this alkyl group is shifted towards this methyl, and it is converted into CH3O, C double bond O, CH2, CH2PH. Now this entire group is shifted towards this side, so that it will be converted into terminal CH2PH moiety. Okay, so now we got methyl 3-phenyl propanoate, methyl 3-phenyl propanoate as the final product by taking this 1-chloro-1-phenyl propanone and treated with sodium methoxide. So here the deciding factor will be shifting of this aryl group from this carbon, so this tertiary carbon to primary carbon. It is possible. Now let us go with the second compound, where we are taking 1-chloro-3-phenyl propanone. Upon treating with sodium methoxide, what happens? Again, there is a possibility of nucleophilic addition of this compound at this carbonylic center. When the sodium methoxide added at the center, what happens? This carbonyl group is converted into OH, and here OMe group will be added, right? So again there is a possibility of this aryl group shifting. Shifting of aryl group takes place because here lone pair of electrons and the oxygen will be back polarized, and there is a possibility of carbon oxygen double bond, and this aryl group shifted towards terminal center, so that we will achieve we will achieve methyl 3-phenyl propanoate. In both the cases, the product will be methyl 3-phenyl propanoate. That's the reason why option number 1 will be the right answer. Methyl 3-phenyl propanoate can be obtained upon treating 1-chloro-1-phenyl propane 2-one and 1-chloro-3-phenyl. So both are positional isomers. On treating with sodium methoxide, the product, expected product will be methyl 3-phenyl propanoate. For question number 81, option number 1 will be the right answer. Let us move on to question number 82. In the question number 82, the major product formed in the following reaction sequence. We have to get what will be the major product upon treating with lithium diisopropylamide. It is the strong base, and one more compound was given, that is allyl bromide at minus 78 degrees centigrade, and further treating with copper diacetate. Right. So this compound, upon treating with these two reagents, what will be the final product we have to get? It is very clear that when lithium diisopropylamide was added, there is a possibility of carbene ion generation. Now we have to search for the active methylene group where carbene is more prone to generate it. Here, when this starting material was taken, treating with lithium diisopropylamide, being it is a strong base, will abstract the H place and carbene will be generated. Here, this carbon is having electron withdrawing group at this center and another functional group, so that it will be suitable position in order to abstract the H place, and generation of carbene will be possible. Whatever carbene generated can be stabilized by the resonance with adjacent nitrogen, because nitrogen being electron pair donor, it used to give the electron pair, and there is a possibility of such kind of interconvertible resonance. Now it is treated with the allyl bromide. Upon treating with allyl bromide, this carbene will be attached to the terminal center, so that pi bond will be shifted and bromo group will be discarded from the center. So bromo group will be discarded, so that this compound will be added at this carbene ion. Okay. So whenever this compound is added, subsequent removal of this ion is also possible, and it is turned into CH2CH double bond CH2. Right. So this compound was generated and it is treated with copper diacetate. Under copper diacetate catalytic conditions, it further subjected to hydrolysis. Whenever hydrolysis is possible, here imide bond is there, that imide bond got cleaved, and here we will achieve this carbonylic functional group. Okay. Now upon hydrolysis, this imide bond turned into carbonylic functional group. In this way, so the starting material LDA generates carbene treating with allyl bromide. Here what happens, this will be attached here. This is a kind of nucleophilic substitution again. It is a kind of nucleophilic substitution again, and further hydrolysis reaction of this double bond, so that carbonylic compound is generated. This is about the entire process of reaction sequence in this organic reaction mechanism, right? So for this question number 82, the right option will be option number 3. So 82, option number 3 will be the right answer. Let us move on to question number 83. In the question number 83, again, it is a part of organic chemistry. It is a kind of Friedel-Crafts acylation. So any compound treated with acetyl chloride in the presence of AlCl3, Lewis acid, is known to be Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. Right. So whenever this compound acetyl chloride in the presence of AlCl3 added, what happens? This chloro group added to AlCl3 and is converted into AlCl4 minus, and there is a generation of electrophile. What is the electrophile here? Acetyl carbocation will be the electrophile here. That acetyl carbocation will be attached to this carbon-carbon double bond, so that bi bond is shifted towards this side. Carbene will be attached to this carbonylic center, and there is a formation of COCH3 at this carbon atom, and loss of electrons at the second adjacent carbon indicates carbocation formation. Now this carbocation having electron deficiency, and one more center we have electron rich olefinic bond, so that there is a formation of a internal cyclization. This is a kind of internal cyclization within the ring. One more cyclic ring formation is possible, because when compared to 8-membered, 5-membered ring will be less sterically hindered, so that this olefinic bond will be shifted towards this side, and a new carbon-carbon bond generation in order to make the single ring structure into a bicyclic ring. Whenever cyclization got carried, there is a formation of carbocation, because adjacent carbon losing electrons, which is turned into carbocation. Now, subsequent to chlorination of this carbocation, there is a formation of chlorinated substance. Chlorinated compound will be generated, right? So in this way, when we are taking octadiene, this is a kind of octadiene, upon treating with acetyl chloride in the presence of AlCl3, that converted into bicyclic 5-membered ring system with the 2 functional groups. For question number 83, option number 3 will be the right answer. Let us move on to 84. Question number 84. The structure of product A and B formed in the Edmond degradation of dipeptide. Right here, it is a kind of dipeptide. When we are cleaving this dipeptide, what happens? So 2 amino acids. Dipeptide stands for, it is formed by the combination of 2 amino acids, 2 alpha amino acids. Okay, here the Edmond degrading agent will be phenyl thiocyanate. Phenyl thiocyanate in the presence of solvent DIPA, diisopropyl ethyl acetate solvent was added here, and this is a dipeptide. The main purpose of Edmond degradation is in order to predict the sequence of amino acid. What kind of amino acids are there in the sequential order of peptide linkage? In order to predict that sequence, Edmond degradation will be very much useful. Always, whenever this phenyl thiocyanate was treated with this one, so attack takes place at the N-terminal center rather than O-terminal center. So whatever amino group is there, that will be attached with this Edmond degrading agent, and the remaining restover peptide ring will be cleaved without any effect. That remaining peptide group will be cleaved from the center. So in that way, so here we have 2 centers. This phenyl thiocyanate will be attached to N-terminal, and this amino acid will be discarded, so that one of the product will be this, what we can say, alanine. So wherever alanine is there, that will be the final product. Very simple. So within 1 minute, we can predict what is the product. So among all the given options, only alanine is obtained in option number 4. That's the reason why for question number 84, option number 4 will be the right answer. Let us see the entire detailed mechanism for this reaction in order to get the 2 products A and B, and how it will be formation of alanine as one of the product. 84. Initially, we are taking this dipeptide having isopropyl side chain in one amino acid and methyl side chain in the second amino acid. Now, lone pair of electrons present in the N-terminal end of dipeptide will be attached to the carbonylic center. Here, phenyl thiocyanate is represented in this manner. This lone pair of electrons attached to the carbon, subsequent migration of pi bond towards nitrogen is possible under solvent conditions. So that new carbon nitrogen bond is generated. So new bond origination is possible. Now what we will do, we will cyclize the ring. How it will be? So lone pair of electrons present on the nitrogen will be polarized here, so that carbon nitrogen double bond is generated, and this thioketone ring will be shifted towards sulfur, because it is a polar bond. Sulfur more electronegative when compared to carbon, so this pi bonded electrons are shifted towards sulfur, so that S minus is obtained. That S minus having higher electron density will be attached to the carbonylic center. Here when it is attached to the carbonylic center, there is origination of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ring formation is possible. Here is the ring structure will be generated, 5-membered ring is formed, and here O is converted into O minus. So see carefully. Here we have nitrogen and carbon double bond, imine linkage is there in between, and we have 5-membered ring. O minus group is there. What we will do? We will do this double bond is shifted towards this center, so that here carbon nitrogen double bond will be generated, and this will become single bond. Okay, so this is a kind of tautomerism. This is a kind of tautomerism. Now the negative charge present in the oxygen will be shifted towards this side, so that carbon oxygen double bond will be generated. Subsequent cleavage of this amino functional group from this carbon center, so that it will be detached. Another amino acid moiety will be detached, and this is turned into a 5-membered ring system, right? So it is a kind of alanine, and one more ring system is generated with aniline, as well as what we can say, this is a kind of thiazole. 1,3 nitrogen and sulfur is called a thiazole. Thiozolinone compound is generated. Let us see where such kind of possibility. In the compound one, we have PHNH, NS double bond O NH. This is the exact compound what we require. No, here it should be isopropyl rather than methyl. Always the condition in Edmond degradation is phenyl thiocyanate should attach to N-terminal center rather than O-terminal. If it attached to O-terminal, then we will get option A as the product, but it is not possible. Always it should be attached to N-terminal center. That's why isopropyl moiety is present in option number 2 and 4. So these two are the correct statements. But second compound should be alanine. Alanine is possible only in option number 4. That's the reason why for question number 84, option number 4 will be the right answer. Let us move on to next question, 85. 85, it is the part of analytical spectroscopic method, and partial data is provided to us. Partial spectroscopic data is given below for organic compound. One is NMR data, second is proton NMR, third is IR. 3 different analytical statistic values are provided to us. Based on this, we have to predict what is the compound we got here. 4 signals between 120 and 150 ppm C13 NMR. Most probably, delta values in the range of 120 to 150 are given for aromatic region only. That means all these carbons, 4 signals they are saying, that's why all these belongs to 4 aromatic carbons only. That means benzene ring will give this information. So C13 is not providing the complete information in order to predict the structure. Let us move on to this proton NMR. Proton NMR said that 2 doublets between 6.8 and 8.5. Obviously, the range of 6.8 and 8.5 is given for aromatic region. So again here the nature of aromatic compound was given, but important information in this will be 2 doublets are obtained. Means here 2 equivalent set of hydrogens are present in this aromatic ring. 2 equivalent sets only possible in para-substituted compound. Option number 1 is ortho, it will be discarded. Option number 2 will be para. Option number 3 will be meta, it will be discarded. Option number 4 also we have para-substituted. Either 2 or 4 will be the right answer with respect to 2 doublets. That means 2 equivalent set of hydrogens. All will be aromatic in nature. So either 2 or 4 will be right answer. It is also not giving complete information. Then let us confirm by using IR spectral data. An absorption band 1724, this is a driving force in order to predict the compound structure now. 1724 indicates it is the kind of alpha beta unsaturated ketone. Okay, 1724 is the characteristic band for alpha beta unsaturated ketone. Where can we find alpha beta unsaturated? Here benzene ring is in conjugation with double bond O. Here benzene ring not in the conjugation with double bond O. So option number 4 also discarded. We got the final answer, option number 2. Based on what? Based on 1724, we can easily predict this alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl. That's the reason why for the question number 85, option number 2 will be the right answer. Let us move on to question number 85. Sorry, 86. The major product formed in the following reaction. The major product formed in the following reaction we have to predict. So here the compound given double bond wo SPH and is metachloroperbenzoic acid, acidic anhydride was provided, and one more sodium carbonate is given. So by using all these, we can predict what will be the product. In order to get this, first we are taking starting material. This is a ketonic functional group. This is SPH functional group. Metachloroperbenzoic acid. What is the purpose of metachloroperbenzoic acid? It is a kind of oxidizing agent. It used to liberate the oxygen so that here S oxide will be generated, right? So S oxide will be generated upon treating with second reagent, that is acetic anhydride. We are treating with acetic anhydride. This oxygen will be linked to the carbonylic center. Subsequent migration of sigma bond towards oxygen is possible, so that there is a formation of SOC double bond wo CH3. SOC double bond wo CH3 will be obtained, and what it will do? It will involved in a migration of functional group. Here the formation of new carbon sulfur double bond, and this ester group will be shifted towards carbon rather than sulfur. So this ester will be the better leaving lone pair of electrons, and the sulfur will be back polarized, so that we will get carbon sulfur double bond formation, and this acetate moiety will be eliminated from the center under base catalyzed reaction conditions. And upon hydrolysis, what happens? This double bond will be hydrolyzed, and it subsequently turned into diketone, vicinal diketone. Vicinal stands for if two ketones are present in the adjacent center, that is said to be a vicinal center. Here double bond SHPH can be hydrolyzed in order to get this vicinal diketone. That's the reason why option number 4 will be the right answer for this question. What we have to do first, it will be subjected to S oxide formation. After that, ester will be treated. Sorry, acetic anhydride will be treated. Oxygen can be attached to carbonylic center, and shifting of that entire ester group from sulfur to carbon is possible, and subsequent elimination leads to formation of S double bond, C double bond S, and further hydrolysis generates diketone. Diketone will be formed here, right? And the next question will be 87. 87 is a kind of Sharpless epoxidation. It is a part of organic chemistry where the major product A and B in the following reaction sequence. We are taking allyl alcohol. This is called allyl alcohol and treated with place diethyl tartarate. Here, diethyl tartarate nature will be stereoselective. Means if we are taking positive diethyl tartarate, that will give end product. Minus diethyl tartarate, exo product will be formed. Is a kind of stereoselective reaction. Place diethyl tartarate always give the epoxide backside with respect to the VR, and minus diethyl tartarate will give the epoxide above the phase. Above phase, that means C phase attachment is possible, and that will be towards the VR, right? So this is a part of Sharpless epoxidation in the presence of titanium tetraisopropoxide, and also any other tertiary butanoic acid was also treated. This is a kind of solvent. Titanium is the catalyst. Diethyl tartarate is the epoxidizing agent. So that we will get. So it is very clear that we will get the epoxide that is a rephase attack. So that backside epoxide among all the given options, option number 2 and 4 are associated with backside epoxide. Now we have to treat what is this? PHSH stands for. If OH is there, that is called a phenol, and this is called thiophenol. Because the sulfur is there, it is denoted with thio. It is said to be a thiophenol. When thiophenol was added, what will be the product we have to predict? In order to get this, let us move into its mechanism. How can we write its mechanism? We are taking allyl alcohol upon treating with diethyl tartrate. Always diethyl tartrate will involved in rephase attack and endoproduct formation is possible, and epoxide will be generated away from the VR. This will be the compound one what we are expecting. Next, it is treated with PHSH, which is said to be a thiophenol. When thiophenol was treated, what happens? It is a kind of nucleophilic substitution. Now, hydroxy group got replaced with PHS. Here, the attachment of PHS is possible at the center, and later, water molecule will be added here. When water molecule is added, already epoxide is backside. That's why water is coming from the front. C phase attachment is possible, so that newly coming OH will be from the front end. This is called a trans hydroxylation. Always epoxide upon treating with water, that means hydrolysis gives rise to the trans hydroxy compound. Transdiol will be generated. Transdiol, this will be the stereochemistry of the reaction. Now let us see where the product is formed. Here, backside epoxide, either option number 2 or 4 will be the right. But in accordance with the compound B, what could be the answer? Both should be in the transposition. Here we got this position, and moreover, SPH is present at the center. This is not at all possible. SPH will involved in substitution at this terminal center. That's why option number 2 will satisfy the question whatever given in the question number 87. For question number 87, option number 2 will be the right answer. Let us move on to question number 88. 88 is given. This is the polyonnular system, and the compound P undergoes a pericyclic reaction in the photochemical condition to give compound Q. In compound Q, relative stereochemistry and proton NMR chemical shift values of methyl group in delta ppm respectively. We have to predict. So this is a compound P. So it should involve in concerted pericyclic reaction. Photochemical reaction will be carried. So it's very obvious that whenever photochemical reaction is carried within the ring, electrocyclization reaction will be possible, so that we will get one more ring structure within the molecule. And we have to predict what is the position of methyl and what are their chemical shift values in HNMR spectrum. In order to get that, what we will do? Under photochemical conditions, 6 pi electron delocalization is possible. So 6 pi electron delocalization, this pi bond is shifted, so that here new carbon-carbon double bond, this pi bond is shifted, again here new carbon-carbon double bond, this pi bond is shifted, here cyclization of the ring is possible. Obviously, these two methyl are in transposition. They are appearing like a trans methyl groups at this center, at the central carbon atoms. So both methyl are in the transposition. It is a kind of 14 pi electron system. In this 14 pi electron system, whatever hydrogens present within the aromatic ring structure, they got shielded. They are in the shielding zone. Always they will appear at upfield value. And if hydrogens which are away from the aromatic ring, so that they will be deshielded and downfield shift will be observed. And they are very near to aromatic ring structure. That's the reason why the values are upfield values only rather than downfield. So in case of this one, trans is the right answer. Downfield will not be observed, upfield shift is observed within the molecule, so that option number 4 will be the right answer. For question number 88, option number 4 will be the satisfactory answer. So let us move on to question number 89. In the question number 89, the major products A and B in the following reaction sequence. We have to predict what will be the products in this. Okay, here it is a kind of pyrene system, and it is treated with Cl3, C double bond with Cl, right? So this is a kind of reagent. Upon removing chlorine, it can be converted into ketene type of system. It is ketene type of intermediate is generated. Reaction proceeded with ketene intermediate in the process of zinc copper couple, so that we will get a cyclic product of 2,2 cycloaddition. So there is a possibility of 2,2 cycloaddition. And further, metachloroperbenzoic acid, being it is a oxidizing agent, that molecule compound A involved in Baeyer-Welligal oxidation, insertion of one of the oxygen is possible, so that we will get cyclic lactone. So final product will be lactone. Let us observe where the lactone ring is there. Option number 1, lactone is there. Option number 2, lactone is there. Option number 3, lactone. 4 is also lactone. So in all the cases lactone formed, we have to predict what is the exact structure of that lactone. So let us see the entire mechanism for this reaction. For that purpose, we are taking pyrene ring and treated with Cl3, C double bond O Cl. What we will do? Chloro is eliminated from this carbon, and this acetyl also losing one chloro, so that minus Cl2 is possible, and it is converted into ketene system. C double bond O is called ketene. This involved in 2+2 cycloaddition. This double bond is migrated towards this side, and this double bond is shifted, so that we will get 4-membered ring. And what will be the orientation of this ketene? Can we take this ketene in this manner or in opposite manner? Obviously, it will be taken in this manner only, because if you are inverting the structure, what happens? Oxygen repulsions will be there, highly sterically strained kind of interactions, which are not at all preferable. That's why synchronization will be in this manner only, right? So here pi bond will be shifted, here this pi bond delocalized, so that we will get cyclization under 2+2 cycloaddition conditions. Here this carbon is associated with 2-chloro, and here we got carbonylic functional group, ketonic functional group. Now we are treating with metachloroperbenzoic acid, so that Baeyer-Welligal oxidation is possible, and oxygen always attached to the carbonylic center towards the ring structure. Always this oxygen insertion, we have two probabilities, either the center or the center, but the higher priority is given towards the oxygen insertion towards the ring structure, not towards the open chain molecule. So here it will be the right answer. Let us see where that kind of structure will be formed. Here 5-membered ring, this will not be the right answer. This is also not a correct one. This is also not a correct one. And the suitable answer will be option number 4. Initially 2+2 cycloaddition gives rise to 4-membered ring, and the ring expansion cyclic lactone in the presence of Baeyer-Welligal oxidizing agent, that is metachloroperbenzoic acid. For question number 89, option number 4 will be the right answer. Let us move on to question number 90, last question of the session. The major product formed in the following reaction is, it is given as benzene ring having this CH2, CH, Si, Me3, and on this are the position we have CH, CH3 and positive Me3. This is a quaternary ammonium. This is a this is called silane, right? We are treating with N-tetrabutyl ammonium fluoride. It is obvious that whenever this tetrabutyl ammonium fluoride was given, it is the kind of deprotecting agent of silane. Wherever silyl moiety is there, that will be deprotected. So it's specifically reactive with this first center rather than second center, right? So, and subsequent reaction with this second compound, that is trans olefinic double bond. Okay, so it is the kind of dimethyl fumarate. This compound 2 is called dimethyl fumarate. So now let us see how the product formation is possible, right? So when we are treating with N-tetrabutyl ammonium fluoride, what it will do, it will discard this Si-Me3 moiety, so that here this bond is shifted, carbon-carbon double bond is generated, and this bond is shifted, so that here also new carbon-carbon double bond will be generated. So here we have two methyl substitutions upon this, and here the formation of Here the formation of two trans double bonds are possible. Now, generated trans double bonds are treated with this compound now treated with dimethyl fumarate. Okay, so dimethyl fumarate, if it is in cis orientation, that is called a malic acid, and it is in trans orientation, we can say it is a fumaric acid. Whenever it is treated, what it will do? It will involved in 4+2 cycloaddition. This is a kind of Diels-Alder reaction. We can say it is a kind of Diels-Alder reaction. This is said to be a diene. So we have a diene system at this position, and this is said to be a dienophile. How the reaction is possible? This pi bond is shifted here, this pi bond is shifted here, this pi bond is shifted here, so that cyclization will be carried, and within the molecule, within the ring structure, we can retain the benzenoid system, and this is turned into new 6-membered ring. And always these two methyl groups are towards the VR, so this will reside towards the VR only, so there is no change. Only the difference is here two ester groups are in anti with respect to each other. That means the stereochemistry is a reverse to each other. So one of the ester group should be the VR towards the VR, and any other ester should be away from the VR, right? So three groups are in the same orientation. That's why three groups are indicated towards the VR. One of the groups should be away from the VR, right? This will be the stereochemistry of the final product. So in this way, we have to achieve the product in this manner, where we can be find. So here methyl 2 are towards the VR. This is correct one. Methyl 1 is the towards and either is away. This is not correct. Here to all methyl groups are towards the VR. Here two methyl are anti with respect to each other. That's why only option number 1 is satisfying the statement. So for question number 90, option number 1 will be the right answer. So by this, we completed entire series 3 of CSIR NET JRF Chemical Science, December 2018, part C. So hope it will be very much helpful for your preparation. Thank you very much for your patience listening. Thank you one and all.